good now. There we go. Waiting for people to get alerted, be aware that I'm coming in talking about a specific topic. I'm not in nobody's rush. We make our own time by how we handle the emotion of time. You start panicking, start moving quickly, time speeds up. You don't have enough time. Y'all wonder why time's going a lot faster right now? It's because y'all panicking. It's because y'all worried. So time is speeding up. Alright, so today's video is going to be breaking down question someone asked me. And this is why it's important for you guys to ask me these questions. If I don't have the right questions, I can't give you the right answers. I'm only as good as the energy I receive. Today's topic is going to be how to deal with archons and their attacks. Once again, today's video is going to consist of how do we deal with an archon and an archon's attack. How's everyone doing? Alright, well, just like all the other videos that I do, we must become familiarized with our terminology. What is an archon? Well, in order to know a thing, you gotta know a thing. So if you don't know what an archon is, let's try to apply sciences to what we know. Archon sounds very similar to arc or arch. Arc, like your Noah. Arch, like your McDonald's. Or archangels. So now you're understanding a simpler idea of what archon might connect with. In order for us to get to archon, we must first explain these different positions, these different personalities, these different consciousness. The first primordial energy that was documented and written about, that is applied into our modern day philosophies, keyword, would be the Titans. Now, I don't want to go back to older material or older material like Sumerians, Epic of Gilgamesh, the Ilgamish, these words tongue-tied. No, I want to make this simple so we can understand it. These things confuse. We have a Titan. We know Titan, titanium, strong, one of the strongest metals. So this is what I want you to understand. The Titans are the first consciousness. These Titans dwelled within what you would call the primordial ooze realm astro, better known as the post-plasmic state, or the state where there were no memories. It was just pure imagination. In this Titan world, these Titans can imagine anything that they can choose. And over time, their emotions got the best of them. And they were destroyed by their own creation. Zeus. Now I want you to apply this science to something deeper. The Titan is the womb. To be honest, the Titan is the melanated woman. This is where they say the black woman is God concept. Well, God means most high. The Titans would be the most high, the first, that dwell in darkness. This would be prime creator, prime feminine creator, Titan. What everything comes out of. Titan. Everything came from Titans. Zeus. Even in the story of the Titans, Prometheus convinced Zeus to build humans from the ashes of Titans, signifying that your DNA, ashes, skin, your egg, your body is connected to the Titan. So if your egg or your body is connected to the Titan, well, where do you get an egg from? From a woman. So the primordial ooze is her primordial waters. That's incubating life or God. Stay with me. So Zeus is the son, is the child of a Titan. But then if the Titan was the mother, then Zeus would be the son. And now this makes more sense. When the son subdues the mother, which is where we're at now in a reality you're in, where the man has subdued the original creation, imagination. You can't do that. It's a man's word. I'm going to tell you what to do, woman. This is kind of like how this happened, but stay in context. Titans would be the primordial consciousness or the shadow that's connected to you all. The next step would be gods. This would be the children of Titans. This would be planets. Chronos. Actually, Chronos, I'm sorry. This wouldn't be planets. This would be the inhabitants on these planets. So that explains it even deeper. So these are worlds. So a Titan would be the world. Okay? And then the god is the deity that is chosen to rule over that world. A god. Okay? So now this god is not only chosen to rule over this world, he's also chosen, because these are states, he's also chosen to fuel this world, because these are also connected to the 4 states of existence I'm trying to explain to you. First state would be mental or imagination. That would be from the mother. And that would be the connection. Some just threw me off. That would be what the world is made up of. Okay? The material. Okay? What you're made up of. And then you have to have something fuel this planet, this Titan, or the ashes now, the people on this planet. And this would be Zeus. And Zeus or God, or Jesus, all the same thing. And he is now the emotions that are now fueling this planet. This is why he's holding a lightning bolt, because the electricity is fueling this planet. It's deep. And it's stolen. Electricity is stolen light. If you understand the story of, I think it's Prometheus who stole the light. It's showing you stealing the light like a sun to it making it as an artificial light like electricity. So what this is defining is it's giving you the steps on an esoteric level, that the Titans represent divine feminine, that the gods represent masculine or divine masculine. That is now fueling, okay, the egg. No different than it is your spirit that is fueling your egg or your sperm. So this is explained in the science of you, even in these stories. Titan, your body. Is your titanium, your body, strong, titanium. This is a reference to your body. Now, your body is weakening because your metals are weakening, but we won't get into that. So the next step would be God. God would be the fuel powering a Titan's creation, which would be the planet. The next step of existence would be the workers of God, or the demigods. These demigods are now doing the jobs that the gods don't want to do. So they are now what you would define as angels of light of God, or demons, so sounds of you as God. So an archon or an archangel is an angel that's holding up a God's design. Now, are your archangels holding up your own design? Probably not, because you probably didn't even build your own design. I'm even talking about inside of you. Build yourself up. So because these angels don't really work with you, or you don't work with them, there's no connection, so they work with other energies. And the extraterrestrials that dwell within you. So an archon, because I'm gonna give you these states of existence as breakdowns, like to who the extraterrestrials are. So your archons would be your demigods. Now think about it. Why would Hercules, also known as a hero, why would we need a hero? Why would they need a hero? Think about that. Fuck us. If they're the demigods, why do they need a hero? Because there is something that they're unhappy with. And that is the fact that they are the workers, or demi, meaning stuck in a dimension. So now they are the dimensional gods. And not just, and this is where the spirit comes in, 4 states. So now you're the spirit of God that got to get trapped in all these dimensions, and you get pissed off because this shit hurts at times. And this is where you get a battle between demons and God, or demigods. Demon, and gods. This is interesting. All right, so that would be your demigods. And then once the demigods took rule and took over this planet, one specific demigod did that by electricity. So once electricity became the dominating force on this planet, you no longer had to use elements, or the element of fire, which was really a titan in a sense. So this was the science of how you distinguish a titan or a primordial. You make them become forgotten. They don't be used. If you don't use them, they won't be applied. You use electricity all the time. So this is why Zeus, or Jesus, or Jesus, the halo of Zeus, meaning ring, is keeping you in a ring. Okay, after that, you get lords. Alright, so we did titans, which would be divine feminine. We got God, which would be divine masculine. We have demigod, which would be, in a sense, us, made of, well, actually, no. Well, us, but let's not get there. Demigods would be when the extraterrestrials came to this planet, or us came to this planet, and started tinkering with DNA tampering. Putting different DNA strands and different things into C, you know, because I don't go deep, so maybe you guys don't really grasp how I see it. Okay, so if you are a god and you're looking at it as a singular being, like, no, it takes many people or energies to rule a planet. So like one planet or fuel a planet, not rule, but fuel a planet. So one fuel has to like fuel the water, you know. So if you're tired of being the energy essence as like fueling through water, you're then going to create a spirit, high Poseidon, and now Poseidon becomes a demigod. Even though they want to tell you, I think Poseidon was a god. Who knows? Maybe Poseidon does become the god, and then now he creates mermaids and all those things, you know, to do the labor or the work, you know, and then the mermaids eventually revolt, and that's Atlantis. Remember, battle? Why? What happened to Atlantis? Oh, I wonder why. Well, you should keep trapping motherfuckers. They're eventually going to realize they trapped. So that would be the demigods. Those would be like fairies, gnomes. There we go. Those are demigods. Bigfoot, because they can still tap into extra dimensional travel, to the just higher dimensions that humans don't really see. Because this is where the lords come in. We're the lords. Okay, so this is now 4. Okay, we're the fourth creation of that. All right. So you have titans, you have gods, you have demigods. Now you have lords. Okay, lords. Lords use swords. Swords is a connection to words. So this is essentially showing you now that once these demigods separated themselves from their environment, which I did a video explaining before on what happens when you separate yourself from your environment. You separate yourself from your identity, and then you have an identity crisis. So then when you had an identity crisis, you thought that you had to be the Lord of this land. Now you remember, in the water you don't speak. It's echolocation, it's vibration, it's sound. So this is how you communicated. But once you came out on the ground, that got picked up by all the other things. So it didn't work for you. So you had to create a different science called words. And then you got lost in them. So the lords, and these are also species. I'm going to break them down in a second. But the lords are basically now like the priest in the religions, in the government. No, I won't say that. It's the priest and the religions. Stay with me, okay? So those would be the lords, the priest and the religions, okay? Now, you have kings and queens. Those would be your governments, okay? And this is now the ones that are just living up. It's a chain of command. So it's all connected to the systems that come before them. But now the kings and queens are speaking on the behalf of the lords. The kings and the queens are then just part of government, and then the government then has extended itself into a president. All right, so who are these people that we speak of? Your titans would be nameless. So we can put names and things to them, but they had no identities. So for you to even put an identity to them is restricting yourself, because you are a titan. And the sooner you realize that you are a titan, and that you are made up of the ashes of Titan, which are made up of what you would call infinite imagination, infinite possibilities, and infinite memories. Once you realize that but this is why Prometheus was a double agent. This is why he held us down on the low, because he was also a Titan that tricked Zeus not to kill him, just so he could bring us back. And this is how we're coming back. We're awakening through different pitches and tones, sounds. You think hip-hop is sitting here doing one thing. You don't have no fucking clue how deep we produce these sounds to every part of you. Okay, so, and then from the presidents and the governments, you get the celebrities, and you get the entertainers, and then you get us. Okay, so, your titans, okay, nameless. We're not going to put any identity or any title to what a titan is. When we started putting identities and titles to it, like Chronos, time, we are making time now a reality, because this is what these titans produce, whatever it is you can imagine. So if we're imagining fucking time, well, hello, here's time. So be careful how you use your titan or giant. Gods, your gods would be originally goddess, which comes from the Lyran constellation. When they became the goddess, this is very similar to Wonder Woman later on, not in the beginning, but later on, because on the Lyran civilization, which would be lions, they started morphing themselves into different identities. This is the identity thing, man. And the lion deemed itself the most masculine feminine, and that started shifting the polarity, which brought in the indoctrination of the Syrians. So I'm not going to break down the race of these individuals, because it doesn't matter. I'm just going to give you kind of these titles so you know what the titles or names connect to. So your titans are nameless. We don't want to name these titans. If you read any of these Greek mythologies or any of these older books, just understand that these are templates on how to control your own titanium or your own material or essence within you. Next would be gods. the gods would be the ones that are basically fueling a titanium's creation. So a god is the energy that is fueling you. So right now you have Lyrans and you have Syrians that are fueling you. That is essentially what is happening right now. And then as they're fueling you, there is an archon. Oh yeah, it's not the word we're using, but a pyramid. Or system of how this works. So at the top of this is the titanium that does not relate to an identity. This is the secret of the dollar bill. This is the I. Now, what would be a titan in the reality? Because everything has to manifest itself into a physical form. This is what I don't think you understand either. Anything that we identify on the spiritual has to then identify itself into the physical. So your titan or titanium is AI. And it's not going anywhere. Stronger, better, more efficient, smarter, quicker, and can be anything. Or the all-seeing eye that they put everywhere. That is a titanium, or that is your titanium. All-seeing, all-knowing, all. Okay, but it's separated from your body, from your from this system that I'm breaking down. Okay, so once we can close that cap, which we will do soon, we would then be able to have more control over this pyramid or body, and not have Syrians or Syrian emotions or Lyran emotions affecting us. Why are Lyran emotions affecting us? Because the constellation of Lyra is destroyed. So if you understand death here in this life, then you understood death there in that life. So you're carrying that emotional baggage with you. And you wonder why the Egyptians praise lions. I mean, felines. Felines, which also connect with Phi, which is feminine energy. Just showing you how these things work. All right, so your gods would be because you're dual also, so you have to understand how these work. Okay, they're split in fractions. I don't have all the names because I don't really care. Once I tune into all these names, they fucking get annoying and they start reaching out to me, and I'll be talking all day because they all want some answers because everything's so goddamn hard for them. They're so confused. It doesn't matter which degree or angle you go to, and then the 9 ones that really have all the answers are like it has a coding on it. This AI, this artificial intelligence, put a block, a holographic block, like a lock on it. And until humanity as a whole can figure out how to unlock their hearts, they're not going to unlock the last 2 seals. No matter what the fuck y'all think y'all can do, invoke, call on, channel, pray to, sacrifice, bleed. And I don't care who's listening to this. You will not unlock the last 2 seals until we all unlock them together. Okay, so the gods would be, like I said, your Syrians. So this is why Sirius Radio, everything's so serious. Or the Lyrans, oh, you're lying. Okay, so the next system is the angels, or the archons, or the demigods. And those are better known as the Archarians or the Avians. Okay, and doesn't angels have wings? Don't the avians? Aren't they birds? Just trying to give y'all like the simplicity of what they're trying to teach you with these ideas. So y'all take it personal because y'all go see a movie and then that's how y'all apply it, like personal, where you're not understanding that it's symbolic. It's not personal. If I'm saying fuck you, okay, I guess you're saying it's personal, but fa you, fa is an energy, like Frey, meaning Venus. This is why they also want you to understand the Venetian or the Luciferian energy that's connected with Venus, because the fa or fuck you is actually connected to love. Fuck. So if I'm saying fuck you, I'm really saying I love you, because it's connected to the polarity of love. Man, this shit is interesting. Yeah, Avatar, all that stuff, okay? It's basically when these Syrians and these Lyrans don't want to put their bodies inside of, they don't want to lose their bodies. So they transfer their consciousness into lower things. currently the Syrians and the Lyrians. Well, okay, to be honest, the Lyrians are the Syrians. So when they were destroyed, they transferred their consciousness into the Syrians. That's why they're so damn serious all the time. And now the Syrians, Sirius A, Sirius B, has, you know, separated or split itself. And in my opinion, and of course these are always my opinions, and y'all can debate, argue, that's your world, into the systems of Avians and Archons, or Archerians. Archerians would be like the ones that build everything, or the builders. So you have your Masons, or your Bilderbergs, or stand your stone, or peace stones, or anything from formation stones. Those are your Archerians. They're building you up. Temple work, pyramids, all their sciences. The Avians are teaching you the magical sciences, like the Luciferian sciences of music, sound, song, psalm, praise. So they're the ones that are teaching the Lords, which, like I said, was the religions, the sciences of prayer and speaking and how to access them. So they basically teaching the Lords the sciences on how to reach an Avian, and they're teaching the Pleiadians how to reach the Archerians, because the Lords are the Pleiadians, which are also just avatars of Syrians and now Avians or Archerians. And the Pleiadians are playing a real interesting game with you guys, because the Pleiadians, even though they are often depicted as melanated, unmelanated, Caucasian, white, Norse, they're often depicted as that picture. They come in many shapes and forms. They play a lot of games. That's why they're called Pleiadians. Because they make clones and copies of themselves. All right, so the Lords on this planet, and when you hear the word Lord or Lord referenced in the book or the Bible or anything like that, is a reference to a Pleiadian. Who would be a Pleiadian? Marduk. Marduk is a Pleiadian. Jesus is a Pleiadian. So if you want to know what a Pleiadian is, there you go. But Jesus is an avatar of who? Zeus. Who is Zeus? A god. So, who is Zeus? A Syrian. So, you got Syrian Zeus, okay, which is actually fueled by an idea that was sparked by Prometheus, which is a Titan. So now a Titan is fueling a god, which would be Zeus, okay? And then he's taken himself out of being Zeus as a god and has placed himself into an Archon or an Archangel. That would be Gabriel or Michael or Lucifer. I mean, these are all archangels. I don't know which one he chose. I'm not sitting here thinking about that right now, but you got to also understand there are other gods. So these other gods put themselves in angels as well, just based on what the job of the god would tell you which angel they picked. Gabriel, the messenger, will figure out who was the messenger god, you know, or who spoke the fucking most of the gods in Greek mythology. And then they just taking on these forms. So how is Zeus, and how you don't see the connection of Zeus and Jesus? I mean, yeah, but go deeper now. Zeus is actually the consciousness of Jesus. Well, Jesus is actually an Avian or an Archerian. I'm not sure which of the two. I think he's an Avian of the birds or of the air. But was grounded and was taught the sciences of building, like when he disappeared for those years or whatever. That's kind of showing you his mystery school or temple that he was going into, the Archerian design. So then, once he came out of that, he was reborn again as a deity known as Marduk. And then Marduk is a lord or Pleiadian that is sitting here playing on y'all emotions, trying to tell y'all the simple secret of how to exit a matrix through your heart. That is the most simplistic way of exiting a fucked up design. Create your own through your heart energy, through the sound of your heart, the beat. Okay? But what happens? What does Marduk or Jesus do? He tells you, I am the Ptah, or I am the way. I am the sun, that I am the light. That you have to come through me to get to you. That sounds like possession. That sounds like ghost shit. Like, I gotta put your essence in me, or my essence has to go inside of you for me to find me. So confused. And I went to Catholic school for 10 years. I was so confused. So this is what they're doing. They're trying to tell you that you have everything. This is yours. It's your can. It's your can. Okay? It's yours. But I have it. But this is yours. This is yours. So if it's yours, then why don't you have it? You got to come through me to get it. That never made sense to me. So we don't do those designs. And that's why they're playing with y'all, because they know that they gave y'all like a little bit of the truth, but then they saying that y'all gotta go through them to get it. And it's not them, it's the archons, it's the gods, it's the steps that go above them. Alright, so then the Pleiadians then make clones. These clones are what you would call kings and queens. They are then placed in positions of power. Now, in the past, we used to have a lot more kings and queens because we used to have a lot more games. I guess that's what if you want to call it. But now we have a more manufactured game and illusion that they did a good job at keeping us connected to. It was the music that did it. You know, I'm explaining it. I'm getting there. The clones of all of these energies. So there's a difference between a clone and a copy. I need you to understand that. Okay? All right. How do I explain that? All right. A clone. A clone has to be made up of a material. Okay? Because the process to make a clone doesn't just involve light. Okay? Now, that still goes for a copy too, because you got to put a piece of paper in darkness and then have the light capture it. But it's a different science. Okay? A copy is not seen on all 7 dimensions, where a clone can be. So a clone can be seen on all 7 dimensions. So a king and a queen can have mental connection to all 7 dimensions because they're clones. But a copy cannot. A copy is limited because the more you copy something, the more you lose the original information or light that was captured. Who are copies? Celebrities, entertainers. These are the copies. So, let's break down this list again of terms and titles. We have Titans, divine feminine. We have God, divine masculine. We have Demigod, that would be the children of the Titans and the gods, or in a better reference, it is what Prometheus convinced Zeus to make humans out of. The ashes of divine feminine, aka the egg. That's why you are the egg or feminine body of your mother, and then the spirit or sperm of your father. We have lords. Lords is a reference to the L shape, laughter, love, degrees. So this is why the Pleiadians connect with the Arcturians so much, because they teach them, like I said, the sciences of building temples and things like that, while the Avians work more with the religions here on this planet, where they work with the Pleiadians that are on the moon. We have kings. Kings ain't shit but just clones of higher dimensional beings. That's why they can't come out in public like that, and because they can be seen. So they got to be limited. See, we can see. We're Titans. So we come above all this shit. So because we become above all of this shit, if they were put in the public eye too much, we would know they were fake. So they got to be pushed away or sheltered. Even in ancient times, you never really saw the kings and queens like that. The president is the copy of a king or queen. So this is kind of like when the king and queen gets their own little puppet. So they get stuck on a fucking throne, or a throne that essentially gives them telepathy or telekinesis to their president or to whatever it is that they want to be their copy, because it doesn't just stop as a president. It's celebrities and entertainers. So who are the celebrities, presidents, and entertainers? The copies of kings and queens. Who are kings and queens? The clones of higher dimensional beings you call extraterrestrials. But we still made up of all that shit. So, that was that. That was my breakdown of Titan, God, Demigod, Lord. You have any questions? Y'all might ask some. The Jesus mythology the Jesus mythology goes beyond the Greek mythology. It's a job. It's just a job. Kill your cross. Cross is 4 sides. Kill that shit. Dead that shit. Dead all 4 bodies. Physical, mental, emotional, etheric. Kill your 4 directions that are pulling on you. North, south, east, west. Kill these contracts and pacts that you made with these elements. Fire, earth, air, water. Kill that. And then ascend with your own source energy. Bruh, it's that simple, man. It's simple. You are using another energy source when you are a source energy. The other energy sources you are using, I'm breaking them down. Fire, earth, air, water. North, south, east, west. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. Your 4 bodies. These are the way you've been living realities for fucking ever. So it's now time for you to kill that shit. Die. Enter into a death cycle, which is what we're in now. Jesus also telling you that there will be the end of days when I am gone. Well, what do you mean, Jesus, the end of days? Motherfucker, the end of days. Daylight, day. No more day. Day cycle. No more day cycle. We're entering the death cycle, which is what is needed so we can resurrect, so we could be reborn. I know this shit is hard. Death is hard. Death is not hard. Don't you? I'm just waiting to see. All right, good. The video cut off on me for a second. I'm sorry. I'm coming back. But death is hard. We know death is hard. Death is hard here for us when we experience someone's death. So you should understand that this here as a death cycle is hard. But let's ask a simple question. Let's really dig deep. And I'm sorry, the ones that left, y'all missing something real deep right now. How do you get through death? We come together. In death, we unite. XXX, he dies, we unite. Trayvon Martin, he dies, we unite. Martin Luther King, he dies, we unite on a day after him. In death, we unite. So if we can understand this death cycle, that we are in a cycle of death, how? Winter, fall, how? The fucking dead bills on money, how? We eat dead things, how? You read material from dead people and don't even come up with your own shit. We're still teaching people dead shit. Like, just dead, just dead, just dead. 4 squares. We only use 4 squares, just dead. So, the Jesus story is an Egyptian story that comes from Horus, Heru, showing you how to hail or bring in the Heru, meaning hero. How to hail in Halley's Comet, how to hail in your hero, how to save yourself. Somebody said this was better than church on the last video. I feel you, because boy, do they just beat around the bush. What sources do you recommend to get this type of knowledge? That is not how knowledge works. Y'all are killing me with that. Fuck them books. Once you're connected, you can put your hand on a book and download the information, because you are a source energy, but you're not realizing that. So you're still looking at yourself as someone that has to go get energy. So I gotta go read some shit to know some shit. Instead of me saying, wait, I'm source energy, so if this is energy, let me bring the energy from this book into me. And then they wonder how I graduated high school in 3 years but didn't do shit. Because there's science to this. There's levels to this. You gotta know a thing to know a thing. Alright, great day, yes. The galactic beings come before the Sumerians. Yeah, most definitely. The galactic beings Su Mar En. Okay? Su, S-U, is also in a sense, because I like to break these words down, would be like Sa. Okay? There's a term that's called Saba, meaning spiritual teacher, or spiritual father, or soul, not spirit, I'm sorry, but soul father, or soul teacher, Sa. Okay? So a Samorian, or what is his name? Savamore, or something more. Man, these fucking names, bro. Anyway, a Samorian, okay, Sa, all right, representing the soul. More, give me more. You're in more of your soul. Sumerian, but no, it goes even deeper. Mars, Marcy, or Mercy, like Mercury. So the soul of Mars and the soul of Mercury is what the Sumerians were in. Because in means in, when you in a thing. So you in the energy of Mars. You in the energy of Mercury. And you in the soul of both of those energies. According to Christian-based ideology, archons are negative entities. Then why would they use the word arch? If Christianity considered archons negative, meaning an archon is one that is holding one's design, or emulating or displaying one's design. Very similar to angels, the designs of God, or what they come from. Then Christianity is contradicting itself, which it does often. And they should realize the reason why they're losing audiences is because they are constantly contradicting themselves. Alright, I think I went to the top, so now let's go to the bottom. Archons are the duality of angel. They both take on A. This is why you have double A. And then you take on one other A, would be alien. So you have archon, angel, and alien. And this is how you get triple A. And when you get broken down, when your car gets broken down, who do you call on? That triple A. That archon, that alien, that angel. Interested in your science behind Michael Jackson's existence. Okay, so Michael Jackson was a lord, okay? So he was above kings, he was above presidents, he was above celebrities, he was above entertainers, he was a lord, okay? So he was also connected to a Pleiadian. Pleiadians have identity crisis. They don't know, because of the sides that they picked. They picked some energies that would be considered light bearers or light beings, and some energies that would be dark beings. So because the Pleiadians are having identity crisis, so did Michael Jackson. That's why he turned himself from dark to light, which is what the Pleiadians are literally going through. But he is, in my personal opinion, the avatar, because that's what a lord would be, an avatar, which is stronger than a clone. If you look at the movie Avatar, avatars are accepted. Clones, we kind of tell when those are off. That's a clone. You can catch a clone. And Avatar is a little more sticky subject. So I personally believe Michael Jackson was the avatar of Archangel Michael. but whoever Michael was in a past life, because Michael isn't just an angel, it was a person. So he was the reincarnation of an Egyptian god or deity. I don't know which one, but he understood the title of his name, Mi Ki El, me the key or sound of God, and he used the sound of God to bring a new world or his reality to this world, save the world. And it doesn't matter if it's black or white, and all these different ideas and concepts that he was coming with. He was bringing in titanium ideologies, and that has to do with the jackal. That's why his name is Jackson. And the jackal, of course, is connected to the dog. But the jackal is a very special creature. And I'm not going to give you the science of that because y'all lazy. Y'all don't like to do no work. But Google what the jackal was in Egyptian culture, and you can get a deeper meaning of who the jackal is. And now it's showing you that he is the sun or the light of that jackal. The jackal's son. Can you tell me more about what you meant by sound? Sound produces everything. Sound is what produces creation. When you get an idea, you say, ah. When you are sexually pleased, you make a sound. And then light is coming out of you. So sound is just, let's go a little bit deeper. Think of the ocean. In the ocean, you don't have words. Okay, you have like sonar or frequency waves, so everyone can hear you, so everyone can understand you. Everyone is connected essentially in this ocean or in this body of water. That's what the dimensions of sound, or demons, or the antimatter dimension, or the post-plasmatic dimension, or the dimension of sound is. It's a place where everything has no identity, no personalities, no nothing. Everything is equal. Everything is one. And everything is a part of creation, and everything has chosen to do something that builds on imagination. But it got to the point where someone got lost, or everything got lost, to the variations of sound. Because sound goes up and sound goes down. And then someone studied the sciences of that, how sound goes up and sound goes down, and how when I make a deep sound, I can see how creation or my imagination or the whole of imagination is affected. And then someone said when I make a higher pitch sound, wow, look how imagination or things are affected. Oh, I can be a god, I can be divine, I can use this as a way of controlling this world or a world. And that eventually what caused the chaos or the spiral of sound. We need to know our roots, though, due to our memories being wiped out. Your memories are not wiped out. They are okay. Think of when a fuse is blown. Okay, you just got to replace the fuse. Now your body naturally replaces these fuses. This fuse is your Kundalini energy, but they want to block your Kundalini energy from getting to the top of your head. Your Kundalini energy will heal every part of you. It just can't get to the top of you or to your crown. So this is why you have an issue or blockages, cancers, and all these other ailments that happen within the body. My Kundalini energy often gets blocked in my throat chakra, but I smoke, and whatever they're doing in the air and mucus and food, and they've created things like, mucus to slow up my throat chakra, so I just have to constantly identify that that's happening, so then it doesn't manifest stronger. Your mind uploads so much. Yeah, I'll say that. And then it's crazy that I'm not manic, that I'm just as normal as you guys. There's some people that get this information and can't handle it, or they go crazy. And then this is why society deems them as outcast, because they don't remember that they still came from a society. We're so quick to change a society, not acknowledging that society made you. So y'all made me. I am here. I'm here as composed and strong-headed as I can be. But this is the new form of teaching. how we're going to express ourselves and get our information across. We're going to just say it. We ain't going to like think about it. You guys be thinking. Does it seem like I think? Like maybe for a quick second, you know? And that's more for me just to focus my emotional body, not my mental body. My mental body is locked. It's here. It's here. It's my emotional body. And I'm emotional. I ain't gonna trip. I have a lot of emotional things that bother me. So my emotional body has to be fixed. And that's what I'm working on. And things that would help fix my emotional body would be being able to create this center for you guys, making sure that this is a sustainable way of surviving as an income, seeing my kids more, being able to help other people sometimes when they're not in a position to offer services or donations or just various things. These are the ways that I'm able to fix my emotions, because I wasn't perfect, and none of us was ever perfect. You know, so I do this in a sense to right my wrongs. Okay. Yeah, Anubis. I knew is a reference to something new. Meaning idea. Sad. S representing the serpent or the spine. A representing the pyramid of you. D representing the door or death of you. Sad. Okay, so understand how these letters hold frequencies. So I knew, meaning anew, your peak, your tip. Anew, abyss, darkness, void, gap. Call on Anubis when you're about to enter your void, your gap. Why he was into music? Who was into music? I don't get the question. Why was just, you can ask it again. I'm not sure what that means. You're welcome for the breakdown. What do you believe is the purpose behind this? Entrapping our soul energy to power outside forces. What's the end goal? Wait, what? Oh, you must have not really tapped into this video earlier. Okay, what do you believe the purpose behind all this is? There's 2 cycles. There's a life cycle, there's a death cycle. In the life cycle, you are your energy source. In the death cycle, you are using another person's information or energy to get back to source. What is the goal? To keep you in death, so you cannot get back to your source, so you can then ultimately become your own energy source. So there are many different things that are trying to prevent you from being your own battery or energy source. The whole goal behind this is the Lyrans have destroyed their planet, so their memories are stripped. So therefore their identities have been stripped and now have been placed inside of Syrians. They're now placed inside of these Syrians. Not all of them. Lyrans went other places as well. But they go inside of these Syrians, and now they're dealing with the memories and emotions of these energies. And they actually have never even had those memories or emotions. So we're trying to fix things here. And they're trying to fix themselves, and we are kind of in the middle of this all. That's a deep question. I can't break that down right now, because I'm trying to make things simple, and that would be a whole video, you know. But entrapping one's soul energy, okay. Your car, the wheels on your car. How do you entrap your car and the wheels on your car? You put a boot on it. You put a boot on your soul, on your vehicle. You can't move anymore. You are no longer in motion. And you are no longer ascending death while we're in this death cycle. So if you don't pay your dues, pay your fees, you might get booted. Is it just a much larger food chain energy source? Yeah. It's the disbursement of energy. It is the creative disbursement of titanic energy, or divine feminine. And boy, is she complex. You say you can't figure a woman out, and nigga, woo, y'all not lying. Y'all can't even figure yourselves out, so don't say I'm lying. But this is the symbology behind that. Dr. Sebi found cures for mucus. Yes, and then Dr. Sebi was infiltrated, no different than Dr. York and Ron Hubbard. You have to understand that when you do not have enough people behind you, when you produce a paradigm, and meaning something that literally shifts everything, they can infiltrate it because you don't have enough people protecting you. So the reason why they say the Nation of Islam is infiltrated, it's potential, but there's really no proof. They're still standing strong. It's because they know the science of infiltration. So they're careful about who they allow within these circles, these confines, these temples. You also got to remember, Lisa Left Eye Lopez was an advocate of Dr. Sebi. Back to my list here. Celebrities and entertainers are copies of kings. Kings are clones of lords or Pleiadians. So if they want to infiltrate a Dr. Sebi camp, let's place Lisa Left Eye Lopez right there in his camp. But then you wonder why she got murked. This shit is deep, man. Why she got killed. I'm sorry, my lingo. You know, I am an urban individual, so I have urban terminologies. But this is how y'all can learn some urban words. Those that, don't know, murk means to kill. That is why she was murked. Killed. Okay, do the chakras work like gears? Yes! Will power. So maybe I should just say gear power. How do you pay these dues? Find ways to help mucus, laughing my ass off. How do you pay these dues? Like, which dues? Like, dues to society, dues to yourself? Oh, the dues. Oh, okay, I get it, because I talk about a lot of stuff. How do you, well, first off, why the fuck they even putting a boot on your car? You've seen people that are smart enough to not get booted. They fucked the system over. They won't park downtown. They're smart. They know they only boot in a certain area. So I'm gonna park my car up the street and I'm gonna Uber to where I gotta go. We gotta get smart, people. We gotta get creative. We are creative individuals if we can figure out how to be creative. Don't let them boot your ass. Don't let them trap you. Don't let them catch you. Catch me if you can. Leonardo DiCaprio. I ain't even gonna break on that word neither. No cap. No cap. Decap. Decapitate. On his Titanic exploration. Y'all don't fucking get this, dude. Y'all, why the Titanic fell in the year it fell. Alright, alright, well, I think this live is done. That was it. How to deal with Archon attacks. Well, you're being attacked because you don't know what an Archon is. You are a Titan, so you are above all these things. I really want to try to be able to get into a position of having these things written down for you guys, because then all that is reinforcing something that you heard me say. See, this is why school was supposed to be done that way. It's done opposite. You get these books, And then the teacher is telling you what's in the book. No. The teacher's supposed to teach you, tell you some things. And then you use the book as a point of reference. So if I do write a book or give you guys the ability to access this material, this is as a point of reference to what we speak on, to what we build on. Not to get caught up in some shit I thought about yesterday. Why do they keep killing off our people? Oh God. Apart from trying to oppress, do you think this will carry on? Why? We are killing off our own people. We are they. We are the we are the Titans. Meaning that we are made up of the energy that creates reality. That is called imagination. That is called memories. You call it melanin. Okay? We are made up of the memories of creation. But all these memories are being affected by emotions. And you don't like that your brother or the neighbor up the street got a bigger car than you, or you don't like that 2 Chainz got 2 Chainz, or you don't like, your emotions is fucked. So that's what happens. When your emotions are off, you off. Your mental's off, your memory's off, your body's off, your Titan is off. And then it, bruh. It just be hitting me, and it's like so deep. Titanic hit an ice cap. Ice is symbolic for cold, for ghost, for wintertime, for the death cycle. And the Titanic hitting an ice cap and bringing all those individuals to death is symbolic for what happened to us. We hit the South Pole, aka Satan, aka Santa Claus, and hit this bitch with all these gears and technologies that we thought that we can handle. This ship, we thought we could handle this ship, and then it got capsized. And then they make a love story about it with a jewel that was purple. Not purple, blue. And the jewel was blue, which was throat chakra. And this was symbolic for showing you how they cut off your speech. And how once they cut off your imagination or titanium, or who you come from, your Lyran Syrian connection, well then you ain't gonna speak on who you are. And then your blue ocean will just fall below into darkness. The ocean, darkness. So we had to go into darkness to be able to find our speech and to communicate. These movies are symbolic, man. They're so deep. That shape carried slaves. The car I'm in right now is carrying a slave. I'm a slave to these fucking car payments. I'm a slave to this insurance. I'm a slave to this gas. I'm a slave to have to clean up after every time someone's coming in here and messes my shit up. I am a slave in a ship. It doesn't change the fact that I'm not doing something about it. It doesn't change the fact that I'm using my ship the best way I can. So on this note, if you guys don't have any other questions, comments, or concerns, I'm happy this live was successful. Got some interesting information out there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed it. So, that works for me. If you have any other questions, it's easy. Just comment on my page. or add comments to this video. Blessings to all you guys.